Hello. Okay, let me see if I can add how to add another person. Okay. Tiffany. Okay. Okay. Let me see if okay, she's joining. Hi, Tiffany.
Oh, this is so weird. I've never been on this side before. All right.
Yeah, I've never done a live before. This is my first one, so I'm very
Yay!
excited. Um, so first of all, thank you, Tiffany, for coming on and for being the first person to be on this episode series, this IG Live series, potentially turned podcast series. I'm so excited to have you, and I'm so excited to just hear about what makes you shine. Uh, oh, was it paused?
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
It glitched.
I glitched. Okay, can you still hear me when I do that?
No.
No. Okay.
When you glitch,
Then, okay, 1 second. 1 second. I'm gonna. Okay. Okay, I'm back. Sorry. Thank you everyone for bearing with me through this first one. Just a little bit about Tiffany. So everyone knows her, since obviously not everyone knows her. Tiffanie Harvey is an independently published author. Her debut novel, Soul of the Stars, is the catalyst for her aspiring authorpreneurship journey, where she hopes to inspire other authors to share their stories and heal their own wounds by showing and speaking up. In this episode, Tiffany shares what makes her shine and what inspires her to show up unapologetically as all of who she be. On the fun side, she's got two knucklehead pups who drive her crazy with love and throws private concerts with her mirror. So that's Tiffany. And then I've got like a little something about like why I brought you on. So Tiffany, I'm so inspired by your devotion to consistently going all in on yourself ever since I met you. I love your curiosity and openness to do to so many new ideas and paradigms. I so admire the way you've been navigating some things in your personal life that we've been chatting about recently too. In summary, it has been an honor to witness you truly rise into this version of yourself from the woman I met in Costa Rica. With that, Tiffany, what does it mean for you to shine in your full authenticity?
Let's see. Shining in my full authenticity is embracing every aspect of this life, of who I was born to be. It's the goofy, it's the weird, it's the ugly tears, it's the willingness to surrender when things are just like not in your control and you're struggling. It's just, having the audacity just to be me regardless of where and who I'm with. So
Yeah, I really love how you also touch on like the surrendering when things get tough too, because I feel like that's like can be the hardest part is like because when things are good, things are good. It's easy to be that radiant light and it's easier to be all of ourselves. And so I love how you touch on the surrendering. What are some ways in which like when things get hard for you, how are you able to like come back to yourself and remind yourself to surrender? Because I think that can be really difficult.
um, one of the ways is I like to call it a sacred pause. When I notice myself spiraling, I take a pause and then I try to breathe through it. Remember all the breath work training we had in Costa Rica, and I was like, okay, breathe through it, and then I search for my resources. So I've got a couple people in my circle, you being one of them, that I'll reach out to if I can't control it and I need the reflections and I need a little extra support. And then most recently, when I notice the need to surrender, I just go straight into prayer. Like I take that pause and I go to prayer. I'm developing and deepening my relationship with God lately, and even most recently, just surrendering to whatever God's plan is, because it's my full belief that we have only 20% control over what happens in our life. And that's just like the people we get to be around, the food we get to eat, and all the get tos we get to have are like in our control. But then 80% is up to God and how he's divinely guiding us. So that notion of knowing that I'm supported by God, regardless of the struggle, really reminds me to surrender to his way over my way.
Yeah, that's that can be really helpful in like hard times and yeah, in the struggle because when we choose to let go of control, we know that some like a bigger entity is in control of it all, which is so supportive. Yeah. Okay. So Tiffanie, what are some things that you like to do every like kind of like in your everyday life? What like lights you up?
I like in the description, I throw myself private concerts, which includes dancing and singing crazily. I love doing that. Walking my dogs helps get me grounded. But the biggest thing that lights me up is my writing. I
Mm.
love to write. I love to create fantasy fiction worlds. I love to make happily ever afters happen, and put criminals away in my novels. I just love the fun aspect of being able to create. And when I'm in my writing zone, like it's just always fun. It's always fun, even when I'm editing something for the 100th time. So,
Oh, I love that. Um, and then kind of off of that, where is your soul currently leading you?
that's a question. All right, where's my soul leading? See, I feel like my soul is taking me down a lot of paths. There's the godly divine path of what my purpose here is to do. And in that sense, it's to publish my books. It's to show up and give other women and other new authors permission to show up and share their stories as well. Um, Especially like my history having a lot of throat chakra wounds where communicating and expressing myself have been a struggle most of my life. So healing that while also providing a safe space and at least someone to talk to and talk through the process of showing up and sharing your stories with, that's where I'm headed right now, with a very big, broad vision at the end, which I've shared with you before, but I'm going to keep it under wraps just for a little bit longer, because that's like a 20-year plan. So, and then with relationships, it's just to surrender deeper and to allow the roots and the seeds that I've planted back in Costa Rica to flourish naturally and to allow our spiritual connections to grow. And yeah, so I feel like there's a few different paths my soul's taking me, but it's all divinely guided.
Yeah, that's so wonderful. And where do you like look for this inspiration? Like how do you like you say you have these big dreams for like being an author and allowing women to like express their or like people authors to express their voice and their throat chakra and all that stuff. Um like how do you receive those downloads and what I guess where does that come from?
I think a lot of it comes from prayer and sitting in meditation and just allowing the visions to come in and drop in. Another is actually when I'm sleeping, I'll see it in my dreams. So, like when I'm birthing a book, a lot of the seeds that get planted are in my dreams. That's how Soul the Stars came along 14 years ago, and it just that's how they come in. They come through my dreams. Um, but deeply, when I am in meditation, I'll see the expansion of the next step and the visions beyond the vision, where I know that my books are going to find their way to the right people with the messages needed for them in that moment. And down along the lines of being able to support people, how that's going to happen, I have no idea, but I'll know it when it comes in prayer.
Wow, that is so cool. That is so cool that it comes to you in a dream. I've never heard of anyone who gets these downloads in dreams. That's like, wow, how magical.
Super magical. I live for sleep. Like
Yeah.
what God, let's go.
Yeah, I feel like if I had all my downloads and dreams, I would prioritize sleep way more.
Yeah. I nap. I'm a napper. I don't nap every day, but when I'm feeling the energy, I'm just like, I think laying down's a good idea right now too.
Yeah. Angela said she gets the freak downloads, the dream downloads too. That's so cool. Wow, I just love learning about people. Very cool. Um, okay. So what are like you have all these like really big dreams and big goals and things like that. So what are you working on like right now to get you there? Because I think sometimes we like a lot of us have these like really, really big dreams and they almost seem a little bit scary because they're so big. And um, you know, people can achieve big dreams, but we gotta break them down into bite-sized pieces so they feel not overwhelming, but like really exciting. So, what are you doing right now, working towards these really big dreams that you're really excited about? These small bite-sized steps.
I am laying the foundation for that bigger dream. I am grounding into a routine that is both fun and fun filling. It's joyful, it's playful, it allows me to be creative. It's also going to be setting the foundations for the discipline that will be required of me to make that dream successful, which includes refining my process of creation to publication, which is what I call, brainstorming to actually publishing the book. So refining that process for myself and then later turning that into something I can gift other people and their process of creating and sharing their books. So I'm laying the foundations, I'm grounding into it, and just knowing and trusting that whatever I set here, these seeds will turn into the fruits of the labor and the love that I get to share with that bigger dream. So,
Yeah, I love that. One step at a time, right?
mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That,
So, are you working on? Oh, sorry. Oh, I was gonna say, so you're working on some other books right now as you're laying this foundation?
I am. While I have Soul the Stars coming out on Tuesday, I am also, I'm so excited. I also have a crime novel that I am looking to, seek out some beta readers for because it's ready. It's practically been ready for 2 years, but I just never went forward with beta readers. I also am finishing the first draft for a romance novel, which should be ready in the next week, and then seeking out beta readers for that. And then while I'm doing all that, I have a plan for like publishing 3 books within the next year at the same time writing the sequel to Soul of the Stars.
Wow.
Lots of work, but again, refining that process and allowing myself to, try new things, learn like marketing strategies, but doing it in a way that doesn't feel cringy and sticky. So,
Yeah. Well, okay, with all this, I mean, you're working on so much and it all sounds wonderful and exciting. Um, I guess this is kind of similar to the question I asked earlier, but more specifically about like having a bunch of like tasks to do. How do you not feel overwhelmed by all of it?
ooh, I definitely still feel overwhelmed by it. There's a lot to do. There's a lot I get to do. And but I start every day with fun and just enjoying my morning. However, I want that to look like. A lot of the times, those last few weeks has just been prayer, Bible reading, and playing a video game. I will be honest. I play Disney Dreamlight Valley, and it's so much fun. And I just play. I now have a little tiny trampoline in my backyard, which I'll bounce onto every other day or so. Um, but I allow it to be fun. So whatever comes up in the morning, I'm just like, I feel like this is where my energy is going to be best spent today, working on the romance novel or learning new strategies, reading a book that is going to support it. That's where I spend my energy. And it all just seems to work out well, because when I take that time to just get honest with where's my energy going to be best spent, and I end up writing the novel, I end up doing a whole lot better than I think I did, or think I would have done if I had chosen to read a book and just not enjoy the book. But I follow the fun. That's what I do. I follow the fun, and I allow that to guide my days, and trust another, surrendering that this is what I'm supposed to be doing today to help be planting those seeds for tomorrow, and allowing that process to naturally unfold.
Following the fun. I really love that, especially because like I know I'm someone who like really loves routine, especially when I'm busy. And so it can be easy to just fall into the same old, even if it's like nourishing, grounding practices, anything can become same old. So I love that you just follow the fun.
Yeah. It
Yeah.
makes it so much easier. It makes it so much easier and it less stressful, because we all do have all these things on our plates that we should do every day, and we're just ticking off boxes. It's like, well, where's the fun in that? Unless you are a box person, then satisfaction, serotonin, when you're just got it. Well, then that's a thing. That's your fun. But for me, I don't like boxes. I don't like lists. I just do what feels good, and that fills me with joy, and I can pour that into other people and the work I do and the medicine I get to share. So
Yeah. Angeletta also says follow the fun. Such a golden nugget. Yes. And yeah, I'm definitely a list person. I make a to-do list every single day. I check off my boxes. If I don't get all my boxes checked, I'm a little sad at the end of the day, but I'm working on not being too hard on myself when I don't check off all my boxes. So I'm definitely gonna have to implement some of this just like flowy, fun kind of energy into my day a little bit more.
yeah, definitely let you get the energy flowing.
Mm-hmm.
Funergy.
Fun.
I want to create a funergy. I want to create a word out of that, kind of like Taylorism, but like, I don't know, funergy.
Energy. I love that.
I'm gonna stick with that one, funergy.
Energy.
I don't know how much I'll use it, but I'm liking it right now.
Me too. I like it right now too. Um, okay, last question to kind of wrap this up. Keeping it short and sweet and just like all the potent
Mm-hmm.
wisdom from you. Are you ready?
Yes, I'm ready.
So, for the woman or man, the soul who has recently been feeling as though they have been hiding or they have been dimming their light for whatever reason, what advice do you have for that soul?
The first thing that pops to mind is I totally get it. Exactly where you're at is okay. And then I'm going to ask or invite them to ask themselves why. Why have they been hiding? And just sit in journal or reflection or stillness, whatever feels good, and just ask, why am I not hiding? Why am I not showing up? And then when you have the answer, ask yourself, what can I do to just turn the light up a little more? Just a little bit more. Because in the Bible, we're told that a lamp isn't supposed to have a lampshade on it because that dims the light. A lamp is meant to guide and be bright. And I think that's Matthew, I think it's Matthew 3. It's somewhere in Matthew. I know that. I'm very new to the Bible, so, forgive. But it's the beginning of Matthew, and it's the lesson of the salt and the light, right? And it's you're meant to be bright. So if you're dimming that light, if you're hiding that light, if the lampshade is on, what can you do to dust off the lampshade first? Just dust it off. And then when you're ready, what's that step to remove it? And take that action, little tiny actions, until you can feel like that confidence building, so you can just go right in the faces of everybody and be like, I'm here, not to alarm you, but I'm here. And if it alarms you, okay, why does it alarm you, and why are you dimming your light? And then you can share that and spread that awareness and let other people glean from you what you have just learned for yourself.
I really love that analogy. I remember you sharing that in Untamed maybe like a week ago or a few weeks ago, and it so resonated because just to have like an analogy where everyone knows what a lampshade looks like, and everyone can see that, you know, you put the shade on the light bulb and it's a little bit dimmer. And you're right, we were born to shine. We were each made so uniquely, whether whatever you believe in, whether you do believe in God or the universe, or you believe or you don't believe in anything. And like either way, we're all so unique. And what a wonderful place the world would be if we all embraced all of who we are and all of who we be. So thank
Magic.
you so much for sharing, Tiffanie.
Well, thank you for letting me share. I appreciate you, and I love you to pieces. I love how our relationship has just continued to grow since Costa Rica. Like, I know that first day I met you, I actually was like, I felt a wound, and I was like at dinner, like, I'm feeling this high school trigger wound, sisterhood wound, like, oh my gosh, I know what you're all talking about now. And then you have it, and oh, this is what sisterhood looks like. And then I got to join Untamed. I'm like, oh, okay. So thank you. Thank you so much for showing up and starting Star Sisters. What a wonderful thing. Like, I can't wait to see what you do with this.
Thank you. Yeah, it's been so wonderful to have you on. Thank you for being the first. And yeah, in Costa Rica that night we met, oh my gosh, I was also super triggered. I was like, okay, I'm really triggered by this girl. I could never be friends with her. And here we are.
Well, glad we both saw the wounds and worked through them, right?
Yep. Oh yeah, I love it. I love it. So thank you again for coming on, and maybe one day we'll circle back around and maybe you'll be on again. Who knows?
Yeah, I would, anytime. Anytime. We can have weird, woo conversations anytime.
Yeah,
Godly comes.
I love it. Okay, thank you, Tiffanie. Bye. Thank you,
Bye,
Angeletta.
Anetta.